Hail citizens, welcome back to the channel. Bob here, and what a scene to kick off the video with. Absolutely beautiful. I've just still I've been playing the game for sort of most of the week now, and I still, you know, the views that you get, you know, the experience that you get, the immersion, particularly with headphones on, you know, it's just amazing, and it never ceases to amaze really. You know, I think that's the only word I can use. I've restarted this video quickly because I started the video, and for some reason the performance is not great today. It's a bit jerky, so my landing pad 03 and 4. I'm sure mine was on 3, but it might be 4. It might be 2, I should say. I think it's up at, yeah, it's up there, isn't it? So I've upgraded my ship, and I wanted to show you my ship. And we're also going to visit a place today that looks quite interesting. Haven't been to before. But the ship upgrade came the way I normally play these games, where you know, where the game has a shop and they give you a lot of things to spend your money on. You know, and I think to a certain extent I did get some damage yesterday, actually. But here's my ship, the Aegis Avenger Titan. Another beautiful viewpoint. Let's see if I can get my ship with some light shining on it. Kind of, yeah. The way I normally play these games, where there's a cash shop and you know, they do kind of latch on to, I think, sometimes people's obsessions, you know, and addictions, and you just keep spending money in the game. But the way that I normally approach these games is I'll have a threshold where I'll pay a certain amount, which I think is a sensible thing. I'll pay a certain amount, and I'll then leave it. I've done the same with other games like Shroud of the Avatar, for example. But I'll play a game, yeah, but I'll pay an upfront cost for what I'm happy to pay. And I think the ship upgrade cost about $20. So I think altogether I've paid it. I think I've spent about $70-80 altogether. I'm not sure what that is in pounds, but yeah, it's probably not far off that in pounds now when you look at the state of the pound. But yeah, that's why I normally play these games with regards to finances, because I think otherwise you can really get caught up in. I mean, I was looking and I thought, oh, look at that ship, $100. Yeah, not at the moment. You know, let's see how we go. But I felt that the other ship I had, the two ships you get are perfectly adequate. But I'd got enough out of the game at that point that someone recommended, thank you, to look at the Titan, because it's a fairly cheap upgrade, so I've gone for that. And that $70-80 or whatever it was is now my, you know, that's what I've spent, and that's what I'm going to leave it at for a period of time. And then what I would do in the future, if there's a subscription and I'm still enjoying the game, I might do the subscription option, or, you know, maybe upgrade my ship or whatever. But I think that's a sensible way of doing things. You know, don't get caught up in thinking that you need to spend hundreds of dollars on a ship from the off. You know, because the ships that you get with the package work fine. I believe, again, thank you for the information. Before I go into my ship, I appreciate all the comments and all the help. It really does help a new player. Yeah, but someone said to me that when you get the Mustang package, they also give you the other ship, because the Mustang's supposed to have some storage capacity, but it hasn't got it at the moment. So they basically give you the other ship for free, if you want to see it that way. So you've got some storage. Yeah. So whatever package you buy, it seems as though you get both ships, both starter ships at the moment. So my ship has got its own little storage hatch where you enter the ship at the back. And I love this ship. I think outside it looks beautiful, and I just love, I'm not sure about anyone else, when I play games, I love just wandering around looking at details, even if you can't really see what they are. So I love looking at screens just to try and get an idea of what it's doing, what the point of it is. I'm the same when I watch, I'm not sure if, I mean, I'm like an 80s, I say I'm an 80s child. I was kind of a 70s child really, but I was a teenager in the early 80s, and I love 80s science fiction, and I love, and 70s science fiction, 70s and 80s science fiction. And I love the way that they portrayed technology back then, you know, it's weird because you think that we're actually probably living in the times now where that those films are trying to recreate. So you think of 2001, and I love looking at the technology because the technology still has like a retro feel to it, like now. And obviously we know now that our technology looks nothing like that. So I do love to see how they interpret future technology in games and in films. And so I've really enjoyed just looking around the ship. I know it sounds sad, but there you go. Overhead module smoke test. Seed dump. Okay, so my computer is doing something. This ship also has its own bed, its own little living compartment here. It doesn't seem to have anything else with regards to living. Like I guess it's like a storage area here, maybe you could say, for food and whatnot. But I've got my own bunk. And apparently you can land on a planet and log out in your bunk now. And then when you come back, you'll be on your ship on the planet or the moon or wherever it was that you landed. And this is my cockpit. Let's enter the pilot seat. I love the way it swivels around. You sit in it and it swivels your back round. That's pretty awesome. So I think I need to repair some damage that I took yesterday. You've got to be careful of the I'm not quite sure why you have to go into the screen every time. I think you can click on more than one, but I'm not sure if there's a bug at the moment where it kind of doesn't always work if you do that, so you kind of need to do one at a time. So we're pretty full, ready to go. So I need to log in coordinates for the place that we're going to explore. This is purely like an exploration sort of immersive experience. So if that's the sort of thing you're interested in, stick around. I'll just plot my course and then we'll come back. Hello guys, welcome back. So I've set our route. We're going to Yellow. We're looking for Grim Hex. Grim Hex is the place where all the bad kids go. So that's where we're going. I'm not sure if I've showed you before, but this is the system where Olisar is, and kind of pretty much where you start. But there are, I say systems, there are other places for you to go. So you've got all of this to explore as well. And I haven't hardly done any of it yet. So this is the overall system, and there are other planets and places to explore. So it's not just this region here. So yeah, we're off to Yellow. I've set the course in. So we will let's get our ship going. Flight ready. Now you do get pirates at Grim Hex, so you need to be careful. We will request take off. Hopefully. There we go. I guess you can just take off, but I like to do these things properly.
You are clear to launch.
So, as well as the fact the ship just looks beautiful and the storage space and stuff like that, I'm just going to wait for my shields to regenerate. They're going quite slowly. Is that a power thing? I'm not sure. Let's check power. I must confess I'm not 100% sure how some of this stuff works. There are power levels you can change. So I think that's just the maximum power that your ship will use. That just affects everything on the ship. I'm a novice, so please, please don't be too hard on me if the information I'm supplying is wrong. But let's take off. And see where we see how we go. So we're heading to Yellow. And off we go. And I just thought I would just show you the experience of actually doing that, flying there. We'll spool our quantum drive. It's not a particularly long trip, so I think we can probably do the whole trip in one video. Just show you the experience of travelling to another place and landing and then exploring.
Quantum travel initiated.
Quantum drive ready to go.
Landing gear retracted.
I thought it might be worth doing a bit of a brief overview of the game and how I'm finding it so far. So, to get the negatives out of the way first, obviously there are a lot of gameplay loops that are currently like not in place, I would say. You've got missions and things to do, you've got mining, you've got trading, you know, and those kind of things are important. And you know, they work, they can be quite bugged. I found. Now Grim Hex is kind of on, I think it's on like a collection of asteroids actually on the surrounding the planet. So let's check out, let's go and have a look at Yella, see if oh, there's Grim Hex. Yeah, so set route. I don't think we will be quantum driving to it, but at least we know where we're going. There we go. I guess old timers will, let's see how far away we are actually. 200 kilometers. Maybe we can just shoot a bit closer. Don't hit an asteroid.
Quantum travel.
As you can see, looking around at the scenery, it's just a beautiful experience. Yes, and I think that's kind of what the game has been for me so far. It's a great science fiction experience, a great space experience, like from an immersion point of view. Yeah, and I think if that's what you're looking for, there's certainly a lot here. You know, the game does obviously have a lot of problems. You know, there are bugs. I'm just wondering, I'm sure there's an easier way of just pulling up something on your being able to target something, but I'm not sure. I know Grim Hex is kind of just in front of me here. Hopefully it will show up shortly. Yeah, it's there are gameplay loops in place. You know, you will find things to do. There are missions to do, but they're very bugged. I've managed to complete a couple of missions, but equally, you know, a couple of missions have bugged out on me. So that's you know, that's something to be aware of. There are other types of missions as well, not just pick up and drop off missions. There are well, we can have a quick look actually, so you can see what sort of missions we've got. Yeah, so investigation, maintenance, mercenary. I think where you can go chasing NPCs and other players. You also get personal missions, which I will do at some point. I've come to Grim Hex partly to do a mission, but that might be the next video, because there are a couple of these personal missions that start off in Grim Hex. So I was coming here anyway to explore, because I've heard about the place, and yeah, while we're here we can do a pickup mission for the next video probably. But this is what the game is about, in my opinion. It's about this exploration, this experience. You know, and some people may not think it's worth the money. You know, it's certainly if you haven't got money to burn, you know, it's you might want to wait until there's more of a game there for you to sink your teeth into. But yeah, it's definitely, it's funny because Grim Hex is that's the place where the bad kids come, but it was also an armistice area, where so no weapons, etc. But I guess even the bad kids have got to have some. Got to be some honour among thieves, I guess. So, yeah. See, this is what the game is all about, really. It's this just approaching this asteroid cluster, and there's actually like a, you know, there's people living here. There's actually a base here, and that really is, for me, what the experience is kind of all about at the moment. Let's see if we've got them on. Let's see if we've got them up and running. Comms. Nope. Comms. Nope. Okay, let's go a bit closer. Yeah. So this is the outside of the base, which is yeah, pretty awesome. I was kind of tempted to turn the music off, because I do sometimes find music breaks the immersion, because you think, well, if I was in my ship here, why would I be listening to music? You know, but the music is is very atmospheric. So okay, as you can see, sometimes you get issues with. You get issues where for some reason you just can't click on something. I believe that the red, as someone else pointed out to me, I believe the red targets are players that have got a bounty on their head. So yeah. What are we looking for? Comlink. Let's see if I can get them this way. Contacts. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, so I think we've got our landing pad just over there. So let's go in and whoa. Let's go in and land. I think my landing pad is just over the top there, so we will gently fly over. Interestingly, the flying was one of the things I was most concerned about when playing the game. Yeah, just landing. You know, so I think quite often I'm not sure about anyone else, but I think quite often in games I feel a certain anxiety. Particularly, I think there might be other players around watching me. You know, but I'm sure there's really nothing to be concerned about. But let's just landing gear down. Yeah, F4 takes you outside. And then Z will change the view. So I always think it's quite a good idea to take advantage of that when you're landing. It just gives you more of a sense of what you're doing. I'm going to come back a bit. I think my nose is slightly up, so it needs to come down a bit. I think that's pretty. You can actually go right to the bottom of your ship so you can see if you're level or not, basically. And then we'll come down. Yeah. Safety first is my motto on landing. But as you can see here, just looking at this here, this view, there we go. We're down safely. Looking at the view here. As I said before, as I was trying to say before, but I just keep interrupting myself, is that there are gameplay loops in place. Yeah, but you know, but they're not complete. That's something that we need to be aware of. Let's turn the engine off as well. Where's my engine? No, that's not right. Engine off. It's funny because I was getting out of my ship sometimes and I was leaving the engine on. Which was, yeah. But yeah, as I said before, I've repeated myself about 3 times now, but the game does, there are gameplay loops, there are various things to do, and I'm pretty sure that someone more experienced than me will tell you that there is a lot to do. Yeah, but it's everything needs work. So for me at the moment personally, you know, this experience, like this experience is what it's all about. Just soaking up the atmosphere. Yeah, and just enjoying being in the world. That may not be enough for some people, and I can understand that. But it's heading to the airlock. Yeah, so this is Grim Hex. This is the place for. Grim Hex will take in anyone, essentially. This is the place if you've got a bounty on your head or you're wanted by the fuzz. Yeah, this is where you come and they will accept you and everything will be fine. What I quite like, what you often find in games is that you often find that for whatever reason the section where it's a great view again. Look at that. The section that the parts for the bad kids always seem to be the most run down, the most chaotic, and I'm not quite sure if that's. In my experience of reading films and watching films and reading books and stuff, I think the bad guys generally tend to be the ones who are more structured and formulaic almost sometimes. You think of like the Empire in Star Wars, etc. I'm assuming that you think they're the bad guys. Maybe you don't. I think it's always good to have differing views on those kind of things. Yeah, but this looks messy, tatty, chaotic, as though the people living here, as though it's not well cared for. Like whoever's running the system is not looking after it. It's all broken. I do like it though. There's a great atmosphere. Welcome to Grim Hex. Heck, oh, there's those 3 levels. Can I interact with any of this stuff? No, I don't think so. What I'm finding with that's an exit, so I'm assuming that's a that's we don't want to go outside. What I'm finding with the environments is that they've pretty much got everything in place. You know, there are a lot of stations and stuff to visit. Okay, you know, some of them are a bit samey. Grim Hex, I think, here is an example of quite an original structure, sort of port to come to. So they've got all these locations in place. So I think I've said this before, but it'll be wonderful when they. There's another more. We don't want to go outside, do we? We want to explore around a bit more. Someone's bunk here, with a nice poster of a ship. Klaus and Werner arrowhead rifle. They've got all this stuff in place as well. You know, all of this. Like I'm not sure what you class as like lore in a game, but for me, having a gun manufacturer and a poster and the gun there's that's kind of environmental storytelling. It's telling you that there is a gun manufacturer called Klaus and Werner. Yeah, and you can buy their guns. That's the thing. Let's see if we can find a. So we don't want to go to the landing pad. Here are some cats. I'm not sure if these are good cats or bad cats, but cats all the same. So let's take an elevator to a different floor. I think that's probably what we want to do. I like the atmosphere here. The music, I know you probably can't hear it, but the music's changed. There is a slightly landing pads main concourse. So there is a slightly more sinister overtone to the music. So 38. So is this a shop? Oh, hello. I love this. This is so atmospheric. If you get the game, one of the first things to do if you're into this kind of thing is just to come to Grim Hex and wander around, because as I said, I love all of this. I love all the interpretations of future technology. Even things like the tables. The table design. I always wonder about what was the thinking behind the design and why did they design it that way. It's quite often the case, I think, with these locations. It feels quite it's quite industrial, which I think is good, but it's more like a sharp future industrial. You know, where this is a bar. Excellent. Oh, someone's left there. Hello, retrieve data. Journal entry added. Oh, wow. I've just no idea what I've just done. I've just got some data. I wasn't even aware that was a thing. Journal. Okay, millions of people from around the Empire come to visit Crusader every year. Oh, it's almost like a tourism thing for Crusader. Excellent. I've never found anything like that before. I really didn't realise. I had no idea that sort of environmental storytelling was in the game. That's good, you see, and I just feel that once this game is populated, I know there's some people will say, "Oh, it's never going to be done," but once the game is populated with those kind of things, hopefully, then it'll be awesome. It does feel a bit weird, though. I mean, obviously it's unfinished, but I do wonder why they just wouldn't have just stuck an NPC bar person here. Just to interact with and have a chat. I'm sure they've got other jobs on, but I think it would have just made I'm sure there will be at some point, but it would have just made the location, I think. This is an exit, apparently. Is that an exit? Oh no. Oh wow, look at this. We're really coming into the Really coming into the depths of the yeah. I mean, it's a mess here. I love the posters and the graffiti though. No more arsehole. Okay, that's not. No, that's not. I love the screens here that are just not working. Basically. The atmosphere is amazing. It really is. You know, the lighting, the design of the technology. I love the fact that they've got like an old arcade machine over here. Wow. Oh, I can't play it. Oh. Hopefully at some point, Moon Assault Nexus. Hopefully at some point there will be, yeah, some arcade games to play. Not sure if anyone remembers Moon Patrol. An old arcade game from the 80s, I think. That logo kind of feels a bit similar to that. It's weird. I mean, it's going to be so interesting to see what happens with these occasions. I mean, you know, maybe it's just for show, but I do wonder. There's obviously something going on here. There are monitors and computers doing something, and this one has got the head of someone. So I wonder what this place is and what's going on. Love the lighting and the volumetric smoke or fog. Oh, look at this. This is amazing. Really eerie. They really don't like this guy. Re-elect Kelos Costigan something. Oh, hello. Wow, look! Wow, look at that. That's this guy who wants re-electing. He's not doing anything. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be communication with him at some point. But that's awesome. That is awesome. Didn't expect that at all. Another Moon Assault Nexus game here. That looks almost like another arcade game on its side there. That one's called Vanguard Force 4 or IV, depending on. Look at that view there. The colour and the volumetrics. Look at that. Gorgeous. Always a player. Howdy, friend.
Initiating ship storage procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
It sounds like is there something to interact with here? Oh, there is. Look. Ripper. Reauthorizer. Tigers. Ah, so this is actually a shop where you can buy stuff. I don't know what it is. They look like pen type drives. They've got like a USB connection, so maybe you can use those to hack things with. Yeah, I don't want to buy them because it's kind of all my money. But that's awesome. Yeah, that's brilliant. I think we need to go this way. I apologise for my ignorance, I'm not sure, but again, some kind, not sure it's Chinese or Japanese or kanji, I think can be used by both. But that's always a winner in a science fiction game. Iridius Resources, bring it home. So they're building up this lore, I guess. Yeah, another little some like a dark wave, retro wave sort of music just kicked in there. That's awesome. Admin, okay. It's such a big place as well. It's such a big place to explore. Welcome to Grim Hex. Trading console. Okay. Select a location. space. Okay. Waiting item selection. So I can kind of fill up my ship here maybe with something, with cargo, and then take it somewhere else. Wow, that's interesting, isn't it? Metals. No metal. Agriculture. Vice. Interesting. Ah, so it's looking for these commodities in my cargo. So it's found some scrap. Or is that going to scrap my ship? Which I don't want to do. Let's not get involved in that at the moment. But it seems as though I could bring cargo here and then sell it directly from my ship. That's interesting.
Need something?
How's it going?
You know, living the dream.
Goodbye.
That's all.
They're proper miserable, these people living here, I have to say. Well, I think I'm going to do a part 2 of exploring Grim Hex because it seems I've still got a floor to go. I love this. I love this natural. Well, I say natural stone. The part of the asteroid that the ship is built around, that the station is built around, you can see as well. Okay, so this is part 1 of our Grim Hex exploration. I do want to do a bit more because it's a great place to visit. But anyway, yes, thanks for watching this video, and I'll speak to you again soon.